We have tested a bunch of folding e-bikes, and these are our top picks under $2,000. Now we're going to talk about all the models, and we'll go over pros and cons of each, giving you insights so you can make an informed decision on your next folding e-bike. Now the folding e-bike category is an interesting one. A lot of the bikes on our list are actually around the $1,000 price point, and prices do bounce around quite a bit. So the best one on the list might actually depend on which one's currently on sale. Now we have links to each one of these models down in the description, so you could click on those if you want to check out current pricing. Also, using those links before you go to make a purchase is a cost-free way for you to support the work we do at eBike Escape. So we thank you for that support, and stay tuned till the end because I will be revealing which motor performed best on our throttle-only hill climb test and my top pick on the list. Before we get started, there are some things that these bikes do have in common. They all have 20-inch tires, and they are all UL certified, so you can be assured that if you pick any of the bikes on our list, the electronics are safety certified. Now, if you are a taller rider, pay special attention to the geometry charts on these models for sizing. If you are a medium to small rider, the 20-inch tires make these bikes very accessible, and a lot of them have a very low standover height. Let's get into it though. Our first bike on the list is Lectric's XP 3.0. The standard model is $999 and the long range model is $1199. Now we almost have to start with this bike because it is the best selling folding e-bike on the market. Lectric has sold over 500,000 e-bikes to date, and the XP 3.0 is a big reason for that. Now it is a versatile, budget-friendly option, and it comes with two battery options. So the standard comes with a 10.4 amp hour battery that gives you up to 45 miles of range, and the long range has a 14 amp hour battery which gives you up to 65 miles of range. It comes in a step through or step over frame, and it makes it accessible for a lot of riders. Standout feature on this bike is the welded rear rack. It has a payload capacity of up to 150 pounds, which is the highest out of all the bikes on this list, and it is ideal for cargos or even passengers up to that weight. Now, some of the pros on the XP 3.0 is it has hydraulic disc brakes, so you get good stopping power. The front suspension and the 3-inch fat tires make it super comfortable. It is very easy to assemble. We do have an unboxing video on the XP 3.0, but you basically just pull it out of the box and unfold it, and most of the assembly is done. The accessories are usually included too, so it depends on this current sale, but a lot of times the cargo package is included, which is a front basket and a rear basket. So just check out what Lectric has on sale at the current moment. And they have great customer service and a thriving Facebook community. With them being a direct-to-consumer brand, the online support and resources is pretty robust. Now for the cons on this bike, the first one is either a pro or con depending on who you talk to, but it has a cadence sensor. It can feel less natural than a torque sensor as far as the riding experience goes. Lectric is mostly a direct-to-consumer brand. We have seen some of their models popping up in Best Buy, so there may be a chance for you to see some of these models before purchase. Otherwise, everything's going to be dealt with online. Now the XP 3.0 comes with a basic Shimano tourney derailleur. However, it is reliable. Some minor things are that the key has to remain in the bike in order to operate it, and it lives underneath the frame, which is awkward to get to. And we would like to see a more robust kickstand. It is a very small metal kickstand with a small foot, so if it's on soft ground, it can dig into the ground a little bit. And this is either a pro or con depending on who you're talking to, but the battery is literally inside the frame. However, you have to fold the frame every time you want to take that battery out, and it can be a clumsy experience. I live in Wisconsin. I'm constantly taking my batteries inside to protect them from the cold, and having to fold the bike every time I want to do that is a little bit of a bummer. Next on our list is the Ride One Up Portola. This bike comes in at $999, and it actually competes really well with the XP 3.0, so much so that we have a comparison video and article on this, so you can check those out So the pros on this is the 750 watt motor. It has 65 Newton meters of torque. It has a top loaded battery that sits flush with the frame, and I love top loaded batteries. They are very easy to install and remove. There are 2 battery options, so you can get it either with a 10.4 amp hour battery, or for $200 more, you can get the 13.4 amp hour battery. The Portola is pretty lightweight for folding e-bikes, and it's easy to store. You also get 4 color options to choose from, which is definitely more than a lot of the bikes on this list. There's a user-friendly switch between class 1, 2, and 3, and it allows for customization of motor power in each pedal assist level. They have a current-based cadence sensor, which is a really nice experience, and it comes with a better derailleur than the XP 3.0 with the Shimano Altis. Now, some of the cons, there's actually not a lot here. We really like the Portola. There is slightly more assembly required when you do get the bike. It has a small monochromatic display, and they are a direct-to-consumer brand, so just like with Lectric, all your support is going to be online for this bike. Next on our list, we have Velotric's Fold 1. The battery on the Fold 1 is 13 amp hours. The Velotric Fold 1 is a very sturdy and reliable folding e-bike. It has a 750 watt motor and a payload capacity of up to 440 pounds. Now for the pros, the Fold 1 has that weight capacity of 440 pounds, which I believe is best in class. The water resistant rating on Velotric bikes are great. The frame has an IPX6 rating and the battery has an IPX7 rating, so it is very water resistant. The Fold 1 is the most accessible bike on the list. It has the widest access point and a low standover height of 15.75 inches. And Velotric does have a dealership network, so if you're someone who values in-person support, it is out there. Now, some of the cons, it has a smaller frame, so this is going to be better suited for medium to small riders. If you're a larger rider, full leg extension is going to be a challenge on this bike. And it uses a speed-based pedal assist system. Current base tends to provide a more natural riding experience. Next up, Aventon's Sinch 2.5. It's priced at $17.99, and it brings a lot of welcome upgrades. The Sinch now has hydraulic disc brakes and a Shimano Altis derailleur. It also has a smaller left-mounted color LCD display. Aventon seems to be going this direction to minimize distractions. It also opens up a little bit more real estate for accessories on your handlebars. And they moved to a left-mounted thumb throttle as well. This showcases that Aventon does listen to their riders because they've addressed 2 of the biggest update requests that I've seen online, the braking system and the drivetrain. Some of the pros on this bike is it has a well-tuned torque sensor, so it provides good power as well as a responsive pedaling experience. The upgraded drivetrain is a Shimano Altis 8-speed drivetrain. The top load battery is great. Once again, I love that for easy removal, for indoor charging and storage. This has a premium look. Aventon pays special attention to the details. They have very clean, smooth welds, and the design is just very modern and sleek looking. And this comes with 4-inch fat tires, so that gives you just extra traction and stability. There is app connectivity, so this adds features like ride tracking and customization of settings. It has great safety features. There are lights as well as turn signals, so your visibility on the road is going to be great on this bike. And it comes with practical add-ons like a rear rack and fenders. Some of the cons, this bike won't go 28 miles per hour like a lot of the other bikes on our list. It maxes out at 25. However, cruising around the 20 to 22 mile per hour zone is very doable on this bike. It comes with a basic suspension seat post. It's great that they include something, but there are definitely better options out there. We actually sell the bump stop suspension seat post on our website at shop.ebikeescape.com. This does have the smaller left mounted display, so it is harder to read than the larger one on the Sinch Point 2. Now, this is not as compact as some of the other folding e-bikes, so it does have a larger footprint than most of the bikes on this list. Riders over 6 feet tall might not get full leg extension, so taller riders might find the frame geometry a little bit limiting. The lack of bottle cage bosses means there's no dedicated place to mount a bottle cage, but we do have options with straps on our website. Next, we have Rad Power Bike's RadExpand 5 Plus. This bike comes in at $18.99, making it the most expensive bike on the list. If you already know you want a torque sensor, then this is another great bike to look at. This is the second of 3 on our list that have it. Now, some of the pros on this bike is that torque sensor has a very smooth and responsive feel. The integrated turn signals and brake actuated lights is always great to have just for that extra layer of safety. It comes with BMX style handlebars that are very comfortable. This has a 15 amp hour battery that it comes with, which is the largest capacity on the list. And Rad's new color LCD display is super vibrant and offers a lot of great information. Now, some of the cons on this bike, it is only class 2 capable. There is no class 3 override. So your max speed is going to be 20 miles per hour on this bike. And it is heavy at 72.5 pounds. And that can limit portability a little bit. It's worth noting though that they do have the RadExpand 5, which is largely the same frame, but it comes with a cadence sensor instead and mechanical disc brakes instead of hydraulic disc brakes. So for a budget-friendly option, that might be a way to go. Onto the Blix Vika X. This bike comes in at $16.99, and it's the last bike on our list that features a torque sensor, but it also comes with some advanced tech that none of these other bikes actually offer, which includes electronic shifting, and it has automatic pedal assist as well as automatic shifting. It has integrated safety features, so you have a headlight, a brake actuated tail light, and turn signals. Comes with a very loud horn, and it has a twist grip throttle. So this bike is ideal for people that do like having something that is pretty high tech and stylish. Now, the pros on this is it has the best shifting mechanism with its electronic paddle shifters paired with the Micro 26 derailleur, and it has all those really nice safety features that I mentioned. The turn signals and brake actuated lights just really enhance that safety, and it is lighter weight at 61 pounds and a little bit more nimble than the rest of the bikes on this list because it has more narrow tires. Some of the cons, it has a smaller than average battery when compared to competitors at this price point at 12.8 amp hours. However, with the torque sensor, it does offer a pretty good range. Now, the higher price point might not fit every budget at $16.99. The last bike on our list is a budget-friendly option from Lectric. It's Lectric's XP Lite 2.0. This comes in a standard model as well as a belt-driven model. So the standard comes in at $799 with a 7.8 amp hour battery, and the belt drive comes in at $899, but you can also get the long range 14 amp hour battery on this bike, which adds $200 to that price point. The Lectric XP Lite 2.0 is one of the lightest, most affordable folding e-bikes on the market. It's super compact, and it is great for anyone who is commuting in the city or even RVers that need a small bike that they can easily stow away. Now, this is lightweight at 49 pounds. It is extremely affordable for entry-level riders, and the hydraulic disc brakes is kind of unheard of at this price point. Now, some of the cons, the single-speed drivetrain might limit performance on varied hills, and it has a smaller motor that might struggle on steeper inclines, but it is pretty crazy the value that Lectric is able to pack into this model at that price point. I mentioned that at the end of the video, I'd reveal which motor performed best on our throttle only hill climb test. And it was actually a tie between Velotric's Fold 1 and the Blix Vika X. The hill we test these bikes out on has an elevation of 174 feet over 0.4 miles with an average grade of 8.2. And both bikes reached a minimum speed of 16 miles per hour. So super impressive performance out of both of these bikes. We'll get to my pick in a second, but here's the bottom line. If you're looking for the most accessible step-through frame with good performance, check out the Velotric Fold 1. If you're looking for a versatile, value-packed option from the largest e-bike company in the US, go with the Lectric XP 3.0 and go with the Ride One Up Portola if you want to have some of the more refined features around that $1,000 price point. Those looking for something easier to handle, you should definitely consider the Lectric XP Lite 2.0. If you want a torque sensor, go with the RadExpand 5 Plus, the Aventon Sinch 2.0, or the Blix Vika X. And with the Vika X, you get those advanced tech features like electronic shifting, and it has those more narrow tires, which makes it more maneuverable, and it has very impressive performance. My pick is Lectric's XP 3.0, and I'm biased because it was my first e-bike. I used it as my main commuter. I've put on over 700 miles on that bike, and I love riding around with my son on the passenger pack, on the rear rack. We ride around town, look for playgrounds, and just have a really good time on this bike. It is super reliable. I've had no problems with it. So that is my pick, but whichever way you go, all of these bikes and all of these companies are super reliable. We appreciate all of these models for different reasons. So hopefully this gave you some insights into why you might want to go one way or the other. Remember, you can use those links to check out current pricing or support the channel by using them before purchase. And let us know in the comments, did we miss anything? Do you agree with our list? Do you have any experience with these models that you'd like to share? We'd love to hear from you. Remember to like and subscribe for more e-bike content, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.